Want to build muscle? Want to lose fat? Want to stop running about the gym looking like a headless chicken? Then get focused, get the notepad out, and follow along this workout. This is shoulders and arms today. Getting into a seated shoulder press here. So one of my favourite exercises for the front delts. This is going to help emphasise that front delt. Nice, slow and controlled movement here. Get the bench to an almost vertical position. The more lean back you have, the more you're likely to recruit your upper chest. So get a nice vertical, lock yourself in, try not to arch your lower back too much, just good solid straight back, and slow and controlled throughout the movement as always. Press up, and when you're doing so, focus on driving your elbows together, not the dumbbells. You see I'm not slapping them together at the top or anything. Nice, slow and controlled movement. Good, slow, negative, all the way down at the bottom. Slow and controlled in the positive as well. Really squeezing that front delt and trying to get the most out of it. Again, a great cue is try to think about driving your elbows together, not just your hands at the top. Get plenty of depth in the bottom. Lighten the weight if you have to do so to get the full range. It's going to be more beneficial in the long run. We are performing a seated incline row. Great isolation for the bicep here, doing one arm at a time. Now, firstly, lock yourself into position, as always. Set up and stabilise. That should be the first two things you do in every exercise. Next, you want to lean over to the side slightly and create an angle to where your bicep and your elbow is perpendicular to the ground. So you'll see here I am leaning into it so that I get the full range of motion with the dumbbell. I'm not off to the side or anything like that. I'm just curling straight up and down, and I can focus all the tension in the bicep. Control the negative. Think about crushing a pen at your elbow joint and squeeze your bicep as hard as you can. Put as much tension into it and do not swing your shoulders. Into a tricep extension here. Great exercise for the long head of the triceps. So, lie down on the bench, really pinch your shoulder blades together and really have a solid back, driving it down into the bench. You want to be in as stable a position as possible, especially when you're putting those dumbbells behind your head. Think about having your elbows squeezed in and above you. So try and squeeze them together as you're going through the movement. Try and keep them parallel to your body and just hinge at the elbow all the way back. You'll see that upper arm, the humerus, is trying not to move that too much. You don't want it trying to flop about or anything like that. You're just hinging at the elbow, that's all you're trying to do. Consciously squeeze the triceps as you're doing so and start from a position where you've got tension. So as you'll see here, I'm not coming up to 90 degrees, and maybe coming up to like 30 degrees. I started from there, so there's constant tension throughout on the tricep there. Take your time with that movement, no snapping, no jerking, nice and smooth. Lat raise here today, so this is going to be a cable lateral raise for the side delt. Great exercise to really isolate the side delts, one of my, probably, if not my personal favourite. So a couple of key points you want to think about. Really keep those shoulders down, depressed and back. You want as little movement and swinging about as you possibly can. Keep as stable as you possibly can. Think about pulling with your elbow and bringing that up towards the parallel. See how I'm bringing that up towards shoulder height? Bring that up towards shoulder height. Squeeze and hold at the top for a second, slow and controlled on the way down. Try and keep constant tension in a constant tempo at all times, and you'll be good to go on this movement. Getting into a bicep preacher curl here. That was a very high pitched voice. Getting into one of my favourite isolation exercises for the bicep here. Couple of key points you want to think about. Get your shoulders nice and square. Drive your elbow into the bench. It should be in contact with that pad at all times. Slow and controlled on the descent. Contract your tricep at the bottom of the movement and really squeeze through this. Don't try and lean forward as it gets difficult at the top. You really want to squeeze and contract through this. This should be a difficult movement. You should be getting a really good burn here. This is an excellent exercise to really isolate the biceps. As I said, one of my favourites. Do not try and swing or move about. Really try and keep yourself solid, your head neutral, and do not try to move your upper body or swing to get any sort of momentum going. Keep as solid as you can, keep looking forward and really squeeze and focus and getting a great contraction here in the bicep. This is an excellent opportunity to do just that and build on this exercise. One of my favourites for sure. Getting into a tricep dip here. Fantastic exercise, big fan of this for the triceps here. To emphasise more the triceps, you want to keep more upright. So keep your body upright, parallel to the ground as you possibly can. Keep your elbows tucked in. Try not to let them flare out to the sides too much. You will see a rear view in a second. But really slow and controlled in the negative. Get all the way down. Make sure you're not doing half reps here, and then squeeze and contract your triceps as you're going up. See, I've got my elbows flared in as close to my side as possible, or tucked into my side as close as possible. Again, do what's comfortable with your flexibility. Slow and controlled throughout. There is no pause at the top. I am just continually going up and down. It's almost like a piston movement. That is the goal. Slow and controlled. Continuous tempo, continuous tension, and get a really good burn on the triceps. Make sure and squeeze them as much as you possibly can to get the most out of them. You're not quite done yet. Hopefully you've enjoyed that workout, but off to the side is going to be a couple more options. So you're going to see a chest and back, some legs workouts and things like that. In that playlist I will list off to the side is going to be everything you need to get results when it comes to working out. Save them to notes, put them in a decent formula, hit them a few times per week, and you'll be golden. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, comment below, let me know what you'd like to see next. Also, if you want a completely free workout guide, there'll be one in the description. Also a nutrition plan there as well. So get some free shit, or comment below, let me know how you enjoyed it. And if you haven't done so already, of course, subscribe.